Well, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive, receptive, pretty much in every part of the country. Even people who we knew weren't going to be thrilled about the fact that we were writing about it. But we were always above board with people. We told everybody what we were doing, and we gave them advance copies of what we wrote so they could see what we had done before they read about it in the newspaper, etc. And part of that is just wanting to, not take advantage of the trust that people gave you. And because it's the most important commodity a journalist has is trust. And once you lose that, you lose, And so Armin and I have been doing this a long time, and we certainly, I'm not perfect, and earlier in my career made my share of mistakes, and I'm not saying I never make them now, but learned a lot of things along the way that help you to be able to do a book like this and know how to handle people that when you have to interview someone about something they probably don't want to talk about, there's a way to write about it that's not heaping further embarrassment on them. The inspiration for it, if you could call it that, is, and I'm not sure it was inspiration, but it was just, there was a moment where the two of us were in a hotel room in Los Angeles, Armin and I, and we had spent a year collaborating on two big projects for Sports Illustrated and the CBS Evening News. Armin was doing the TV side, and I was doing the print side. And both of those investigations involved college football. Okay. And after doing all that, and I remember the night, and I just said to Armin, we were sitting there, he was sitting at the desk, and I was standing over his shoulder, and I said, we should do a book. We're so invested in this now. And we just started sketching out what it would look like. We came up with the title before we had done anything else, The System, and it just seemed like the perfect title. And we started mapping out what we wanted to write about. And I don't know, I think that the truth is a lot of what we wrote about we didn't know before. I think it's another thing that journalists don't do enough of today is they don't let the facts lead them. They try to fit the facts into what they want to write about. And we didn't do that here. A lot of what we wrote, we had no idea we were going to encounter. And we didn't know where these stories were going to take us. But the thing is once it starts taking you somewhere, you just have to go. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing that what I would say to journalism students is, and I say this all the time, is obviously honesty is the most important thing in what you're doing. If people don't trust you, you can't get very far in the business. You won't last. You might get your few gotcha stories and get you all the headlines, but you're not going to have a long run in the business if people don't trust you. And your reputation precedes you. People aren't going to want to talk to a guy they can't trust. And you kind of, when it's Friday night and you've worked 70 hours that week and you're flat out exhausted, and then something pops up on Friday night that you don't have to go to, but you think, but what if something happens there? You go. And then you usually find the best stories that no one else knows about. And it's because you show up.